In every business, there's 5 core business functions, which are number 1, lead generation, so how you generate your leads and traffic. There are 5 major mindset shifts you need to make, and these are: hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, the best place for entrepreneurs and those that want to transform their lives from the inside out to become the best version of themselves. In today's video, we are going to talk about the 5 major things you need to do before quitting your job and going full-time in your business, because I know for a lot of you guys that watch my videos, you have big dreams of quitting your jobs this year. So I wanted to make it as easy for you as possible and tell you what you should be focusing on to reach that goal. Now, before we get into the video, as I know a lot of you guys watching my videos are new entrepreneurs wanting to reach 10k months, I want you to know that I have a PDF that you can download in the description below outlining the 3 rookie mistakes you are probably making that is blocking you from the 10k months you desire, and it will help you to make the mindset shifts needed to break through your income plateau. So make sure to click the link in the description below while it's still available. And now with that out the way, let's get into the video, and make sure to watch to the end because the tips get better and better as the video goes on. So if you are wanting to make the jump from quitting your job to going full-time in your business this year, there are 5 major mindset shifts you need to make, which became apparent to me when working with my first few clients. And these are: you need to let go of the fear of not having enough money coming in. Secondly, you need to let go of the fear of being judged by others. You then need to get used to setting your goals, and you need to adopt a beginner's mindset. You then need to be aware that you are 100% responsible for your success. So the first mindset shift you need to make is to stop constantly fearing that you won't have enough money or that you won't have recurring money coming in. And there's a major reason why you need to stop this, and it is because of the self-fulfilling prophecy, which I spoke more about in this video. It basically states that if you believe something will happen and you are expecting it to happen, you will unconsciously do things that will cause it to happen. So by you thinking that you will not have enough money, your brain will want to prove you right and make it happen. So what can you do to ease up that fear? Well, as you are in a blessed position to have a job, you've got to stop spending unnecessarily. Yes, all those shoes when you know you aren't going anywhere. And start saving up a 12-month buffer. This buffer should be enough to cover 12 months of your recurring expenses. So this should include your mortgage, your rent, your food, your bills, and all other essentials. Another thing I realized when working with my first few clients is that the real reason they wanted to quit their 9-to-5 is because they wanted to focus more on their business and have more time to focus on it. So then I was like, wait, why don't you just get a part-time job that covers your monthly expenses? Then you'll have enough time to focus on your business. And then they were like, oh, I never thought about that. And it's quite surprising how many people don't actually think that this is an option, so bear that in mind. The next mindset shift you need to make is to let go of the fear of being judged. Yes, I know that you are scared about what your colleagues, your friends, and your family are going to say when you start posting on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, whatever platform you use. But do you want me to tell you a secret? It's the complete opposite. And how do I know that? Because I've been there. They are actually way more supportive than you think. Before I started posting on Instagram and YouTube, I was panicking.
I was like, oh my God, what's everyone gonna say?
I was so scared about what people were gonna say at work that I nearly talked myself out of putting myself out there. But I'm so happy I didn't, because I actually got my first client through social media. And to be honest, if you are too scared of being judged and putting yourself out there, you really need to work on it before you quit your job, because your business will not survive unless you are able to attract more customers and clients, and you can only do that by putting yourself out there. What I realized on my journey is that I had so many limiting beliefs around why I didn't want to put myself out there, and the major ones I had were that I thought that nobody actually wanted to hear what little old Jess had to say, and another silly one I had was that I needed to wear makeup before I post something. Ironic, eh? Because I barely wear makeup these days when I post an Instagram story. The reality is, everybody has a story to tell, and by hiding from the world, it's not doing anybody any favors. Your story might be the one thing someone needed to hear to change their life. Before I started working on myself and using the mindset shift techniques I use in my 90-day mindset mastery program, I didn't really understand why I hated putting myself out there. Now, if you don't know what the 90-day mindset mastery program is, go and check it out on my website in the description below. But since making those mindset shifts, I have overcome the fear of being seen, and creating content has been so much more enjoyable and so much easier. And not only that, I have been getting so many free leads for my business. Imagine that, not having to pay for ads for my first client. And to be honest, the best part is that I have become so confident in myself and what I have to offer that people's opinions don't really faze me anymore. Well, unless you're my ideal client, but that's a topic for another day. The next mindset shift you need to make is to start setting your goals. When you are working, you are in the mindset of following the expectations of your manager or your boss. But when you start a business, it's a completely different game. You need to start religiously setting your yearly, your quarterly, and your monthly goals. Now let's take a look at how we do this. Hey there, voiceover just speaking. So let's take a look at how you actually do this. So this idea is actually from Vanessa Lau, and she's basically said that in every business there's 5 core business functions, which are number 1, lead generation, so how you generate your leads and traffic. Number 2, lead nurturing, so how you nurture your leads. So this is the whole know, like and trust factor. Conversion, so what vehicles you use to convert your leads into customers. Delivery, so how are you delivering your service and or / product to your clients. And retention, upsell, resell, how do you ensure that they are a customer for life? So this is basically what you should use to set your goals for your business during the whole entire year. And you shouldn't really be focusing on all 5 at the same time. Try and focus on 1 to 3 at once, or even for a whole year, which is what I'm actually doing as well. So now you need to plan out your whole year. So Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. So as you can see, my main focus in Q1 is lead generation because I need to get 7 one-to-one clients. So Q2, I have a different kind of function that I'm focusing on, which is lead generation and nurturing. So I'm going to try and nurture the people that are already in my world. And I want 5 one-on-one clients at that time. And then I'm going to be starting a beta group, so a beta coaching group. So I'm going to start moving away from my one-on-one coaching, going into group coaching. Oh yeah, by the way guys, as a disclaimer, I haven't put the amounts here because, you know, obviously HMRC be everywhere. So for you guys that don't know who HMRC is, or for you US people, that's basically the IRS. So that's why I haven't disclaimed my figures here. But when we do our year review next year, we will see all the figures that I have planned out and what I've actually achieved. So Q3, that's basically, I'm going to be focusing on lead generation and nurturing again. So by that time, I'm actually going to launch my group coaching, which I'm going to have 8 clients and only have 2 one-to-one clients. So as you can see, I'm going to be moving away from one-to-one coaching throughout the year. So I'm going to stop trading my time for money and start working in bigger groups. And then Q4, which is the time of year I am most excited for, I'm going to finally launch my course. So only a beta course though. So you're probably wondering, why do I keep launching betas before I actually do the real thing? It's because I want to try and test it to see that it actually works before I start selling stuff to other people, because there's no point selling something that doesn't work. So that's why I test it out first and then actually do it. And then yeah, so the 2 one-to-one clients, obviously, like I said, I'm moving away from doing a lot of one-to-one coaching, and then we have the group coaching. So that is basically my plan for the whole year that I have mapped out. So then you start to break it down. So you break down the timeline into what you're actually going to do in each quarter. So I'm not going to go through the whole quarters. I'm only going to give you quarter 1 as an example of how you actually break it down. So what you do is, once you know what you're focusing on in Q1, which for me is lead generation, you break down what's going to happen in Jan, Feb and March. So as you can see here, in January, I'm going to try and get all my business logistics finalized. So that means my website, my business bank account, my payment provider. GDPR is one that a lot of people miss out, guys, and you really need to get on top of this, because you can't be having people's data without having their consent or having something that protects you, because is basically against the law. But I know a lot of small business owners don't do this, but you really need to get on top of it, because if not, you're going to be in trouble if they find you. Okay, so Feb, lead generation again. So I'm going to try and do 2 guest posts. So that's basically trying to get people to interview me for their magazines, their articles and stuff. And then I'm going to pitch 40 podcasts. So that doesn't mean that I'm going to be doing 40 podcasts. That means I'm going to pitch them to see if they want me to be on the podcast. I hope that makes sense. So in February, I'm starting my discovery call. So this is basically how I'm going to get to know if I want to work with the clients that I said I want to work with. And then I'm going to start client work, and then I will be batching my YouTube and Instagram content. And then March, we're going to go into having more discovery calls, and then obviously I'm going to have more client work at that time. And then we're going to have 2 guest posts, 2 podcasts. These are the actual podcasts that I will be doing something on. And then obviously I'm going to batch my YouTube and Instagram content. So after that, after you've mapped out your months, what do? You go into your weeks. So as I said, you need to start breaking it down into actionable steps. So January, week 1, the amount of clients I have is obviously 0 because I'm not planning on getting any clients until February. So that's why we have no clients for every single week in January. So as you will see, every single month, week 1 for the whole year, it will always be social media. And why is that? Because once I've batched my content for Instagram and YouTube, I'm actually able to then focus on the business functions. I hope that makes sense. And I'm actually going to bring out a YouTube video next week showing you how I actually batch everything to allow me to have more time to actually spend on growing the business. So that will be coming out next week, so make sure you put your notifications on. Week 2 is finance for me because I needed to get in place my business bank account, my contracts, my accounting software, which I'm using Xero, and obviously GDPR, which I spoke about earlier. Week 3 is education. So I want to finish my life coaching certification, which I have done. And that's basically every week 3 in my year is always going to be something education based because you got to keep growing, guys. So that's why week 3 is education. And then week 4 is finish my website. So that's basically finished the homepage, about me page, sales and contact page. So once I have mapped out my weeks, I then go into my personal diary and then actually put in what I'm going to do every single week. So map it out. So I have a breakdown of what I need to focus on so I don't get confused and I don't get distracted. So I actually make progress to reaching my goals. So Feb, again, same things. As you can see, social media, education. But what's different in February is because I'm starting to get clients. Week 2 is more focused towards traffic. So I'm going to start my email campaign, start Facebook ads, and start interacting more on social media. So that is basically how I map out every single month. And as you can see, March is the same. So if you want this template, let me know because it's in the Facebook group below and you can access it there instead of having to recreate your own. So yeah, back to the video. Mindset shift number 4 is to adopt a beginner's mindset. You need to be teachable and coachable. Stop thinking that you know everything. Even if you have read a book once, I guarantee you, if you read that same book again, it won't be the same. You will realize things that you didn't understand the first time. And until you have reached your first 6 figures, I don't really know why you're not constantly learning. You don't know what you don't know, and by not doing your personal development daily, it's going to be a very long ride for you. The next mindset shift you need to make is to understand that you are 100% responsible for your success. You need to stop thinking other successful people just got lucky. You need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable because the journey you are about to go on is going to push you so far out of your comfort zone. It will lead you to change yourself at the core. You will cry, you will probably have breakdowns, but that is where the growth happens. When you mess up, yes, I said when and not if because it's going to happen, you need to forgive yourself and write down what you learned from that so you don't make the same mistake again. Don't dwell on it because it's not going to do you any favors. But if you're watching this, I'm telling you that you can do this. You've got this. You just need to feel the fear and do it anyway. Lean into the fear and you will be surprised about what you will actually achieve. Now, if you would like to know what mistakes you are probably making that is stopping you from making those 10K months you desire, be sure to download the PDF in the description below. But be warned, it's going to trigger you because I'm not going to be telling you what you want to hear. I'm going to be telling you what you need to hear. But anyways, guys, I really hope that by sharing what you need to know before you quit your job, it was useful to you and you know the actions you need to start taking to shift your mindset to an entrepreneur's mindset. In next week's video, I will be talking about some productivity hacks that you can use to help you balance your job and your business. But in the meantime, as you wait for next week's video, make sure to check out these 2 videos here, and I look forward to seeing you next week. And also, don't forget to subscribe. Bye, my loves.